Oh shit, here we are. We're freaking live. We're freaking live, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Intel slash news briefing and recap for the week of 9/2/24. We're going to get into it tonight. We're going to be sharing some really solid intelligence and news with you guys. What I want to do is give myself 2 seconds here to look over my notes and get prepared. So, bear with me while I play a 1 minute long song, and we'll be right back with you. The news. We're live. We'll be right back. And we are live with the news for the week of 9/2/24. We're going. All right. We're going to get this done. So let's jump into the news briefing. I'm not going to waste any of your time and absolutely freaking not going to waste any of my time over here. Tell you that much. We were supposed to go live tomorrow. We're supposed to do this every Sunday. I told you guys, hey, every Sunday that I can do it, I will do it. But I got distracted with another side project, shall we say, and I wasn't able to come on. But I'm making it up to everyone tonight. And I know it's a long weekend. Got Labor Day going on right now. Still, if you're on the West Coast and if you're on the East Coast, it's like 12 o'clock at night. But hey, maybe you're up late. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you like to do. I don't judge. Let's jump into it, guys. So over in Israel, we've got massive protests going on because there were 6 hostages just discovered that have been killed by Hamas. Why are there protests going on? Well, these protesters are protesting against the Israeli government. These are Israeli protesters protesting against their own government because they want the Israeli government to step it up and try to negotiate a ceasefire. These 6 hostages that were killed, and here's the story that you won't hear on the mainstream media, all right? I'm going to be kicking it to you real talk here. I don't give a fuck what your politics are. I don't care about you. I care about the facts here, all right? So what happened was Israel was closing in. The IDF was closing in on these hostages. Hamas, got to be careful what words I use here. The Hamas operatives, they knew that they were getting closed in on. From what I heard, the story is that the Hamas operatives were aware that it was about 2 days before these hostages were rescued. They knew for some reason, they had a timeline that the IDF is closing in on us. We can't move these hostages. We got to deal with them now. So what they did is, in cold blood, they just murdered them. Before they murdered them, they made them film last words. They told them they were going to kill them and execute them, and they made them like give a message, their last words. Like, it fucking just makes my blood absolutely boil. And now the Israeli citizens, some of them, they are protesting because they think that a ceasefire will actually, for some reason, be enough of a thing to have these hostages released. Look, you know what? These hostages that were taken, and it's easy for all of us to say who don't have any skin in the game. These aren't our relatives. These aren't our sons or daughters or mothers or fathers or loved ones. But you can't win a war by being nice. You can't win a war by giving up. Okay. Israel is not in the position to give up. They have to keep going. And Netanyahu knows this. I'm not a fanboy of Netanyahu, but just when you look at the brass facts here, what's really going on, fucking Hamas, dude, these guys are absolute terrorizers, and they've got to be crushed. So you can't like, oh, now like there's like how many hostages left? Let's just make a ceasefire so that Hamas can regroup and like fucking finish us off. No, like no. But that's what's going on. And their defense minister, who's a very well respected individual, an Israeli war hero, actually came out and is pushing for a ceasefire too. So one of Israel's labor parties, you guys know what that means. It's fucking communist motherfuckers. They're coming out and saying, we have to stop. We have to stop. We have to make a ceasefire with Hamas so we can get our hostages back. Well, war doesn't work like that. I'm sorry to say. Anyway, that's my opinion. Finish them off. Whatever. Now we're looking at AP. Okay, Associated Press. This is an article coming out saying young girls are using anti-aging products. They see on social media, the harm is more than skin deep. So what's going on is all of these young girls, and I'm saying young girls, they're like teenagers, are using all of this anti-aging shit. They're getting Botox. I don't know what parents let their teen girl get a fucking Botox treatment, but like they're doing that. And they're ending up making themselves actually look like shit because like they got so much collagen in their skin and so much beauty and youth that now I don't know why they think that they need to like put all of this like extra like weird shit in their bodies, and it's hurting them quite a bit. So capitalism, man. Capitalism and social media is absolutely ruining our young women. More so social media. It's absolutely decimating and ruining our young women in way more ways than just this, but this is one prime example of please control your daughters. If you have daughters, please control them. Helicopter crash that killed Iran's president was caused by climate condition, report finds. I'm finding it very, I'm finding it very convenient that happened. I'm finding it very suspicious that Iran keeps saying this. You know, at first I was pretty convinced that it was Mossad that did this, but now I'm starting to think it was elements within the Iranian government that may have done this. Why? I'm not certain. I think that the Iranian government feels that they are. This is what I think. The Iranian government realizes that they're on shaky ground with their own people. Not because their own people like Israel at all. They don't. But their own people don't like them. I dated an Iranian girl for a little while, like from Iran, and she was telling me about this shit. Dude, the Iranian people don't like their government. So one thing that the Iranian government is actually very afraid of doing is arming their own people to go to war with anybody, but specifically with Israel, because really, in the end, what arming their own people would be doing would be arming them against the Iranian government. Because, again, the Iranian people fucking hate their government. They don't like them. The economy of Iran is fucked. Like, yes, I'm saying Iran. I'm an American. That's how we say it, not Iran. Like, fucking Iran. Fuck you, Iran. And that's just what's going on here, man. So in my personal opinion, and yeah, I put my tinfoil hat on every single day, but half the time, more than half the time, I'm actually right about this stuff. I think that there was something way deeper than we'll ever know about with that crash. That's my personal opinion here. Federal Reserve's whoa, get it together, Will. I'm trying. Federal Reserve's favored inflation gauge shows price pressures easing as rate cuts near. They're not. You can say that all you want. You can look at these charts. I don't fucking trust it. In fact, when I go and get groceries, I'm spending an average of $170 for like not even a week's worth of food for myself. I'm a single dude. I'm not cooking for nobody else. Ain't right, bro. So you know what? Overall, maybe, but it depends on what you're talking about here. Because this, Jim and Joe ain't finding no relief. I'll tell you that much. So we need Trump back. We need him bad. Russia-Ukraine war, list of key events on day 920 as the war enters its 920th day. These are some of the main developments. A Russian-guided bomb attack kills 2 people and injured 10 more, including children, in a village in Ukraine's Kharkiv region. Governor Ola Snag said he added that to these. I'm telling you guys, it's so frustrating reading this shit sometimes because, like, Somebody in the chat last time said, oh, it was AI that wrote it. Well, like, whoever the fuck wrote this they need to be fired. He added that 2 women were confirmed killed, including one that was pulled out of rubble. Kharkiv has been facing multiple strikes since the Russian invasion began in February 2020. Next bullet point is Russia's state news agency, TASS reports that a fire in Moscow's oil refinery has been assigned to the highest level of complexity. The warning comes as Russia reported that it repelled drone attacks in several parts of the country. Moscow has reported that it thwarted a massive drone attack on western Russia and another targeting the capital. Bryansk region Governor Alexander Bogomaz says that at least 26 drones were identified and destroyed by Russian military without causing any casualties or damage. The Baza Telegram news channel, which is close to Russia's security service, reported loud blasts that were heard near Kanava power station in the Tver region, one of the largest energy producers in central Russia. Tver Governor Igor Radunia says that 5 drones were destroyed over the region's northwest capital. Moscow Mayor Sigri Subivanyanen said a Ukraine-launched drone was destroyed, damaged. What? Was destroyed near the Moscow oil refinery. All right, I'm not going to read through this whole fucking thing, but basically the gist of it is this is given bullet points on kind of what's been going down. Lots of back and forth, missiles, drones. Ukraine hit Russia's oil refinery. You know, Ukraine's pushing into Russian territory a little bit, and lots of Russians have been killed. Lots of Ukrainians have been killed. Fuck them both, honestly. Fuck them all. Politics and diplomacy. Ukraine was fully within its rights to launch its surprise offensive into Russia's Kursk border region. As an act of self-defense, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg says Russian soldiers, tanks, and bases near Kursk are legitimate targets under the international law. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has increased pressure on the United States to let Kyiv strike military targets deep inside Russian territory after his representatives' most senior U.S. officials in Washington. After his representatives met senior U.S. officials in Washington. In this nightly video address, he said that deadly strikes like the one in Kharkiv that killed 6 people could be averted only by striking Russian military airfields, their bases, and logistics inside Russia. Now, I don't disagree with that, actually. I'm no strategist, but it sounds right. All right, so Brazil moves to block access to Musk's X or Twitter amid disinformation round. The decision comes after months-long feud between a judge and Twitter's owner, Musk, over censorship and disinformation. Telecommunications regulators in Brazil have begun the process of blocking. I'm not calling it X. I'm just going to say Twitter. After the Supreme Court ordered the suspension of social media platform for failing to meet a deadline to appoint legal representatives in the country, Supreme Court Justice Alexander de Mousson on Friday ordered the immediate, complete, and total suspension of that. Dude, that's not a Brazilian accent. I should know this one. I train with a lot of Brazilians. Suspension. Fuck it. You guys know I'm like not decent with these accents lately. In the country until all court orders are complied with, fines are duly paid, and new legal representatives are appointed. It all boils down to the cash, right? Give me the cash. I'm not going to continue reading that, but that's the gist of it. Here's an interesting article right here. And you guys know that I'm like adamantly against these psychological medications, SSRIs and all this shit. I think that's what's making people go so bonkers. And I think part of it is also all of the shit that's flushing into the like sewers and then like going into our water supplies. Like it's fucking our society up. And when you look at it, the use of these things in most other countries are like rare. But in the US, dude, everybody's on these things. And in the US, everybody's fucking crazy. Like we have gotten brain dead here, brain dead and brainwashed. So this is an interesting article. I'll read you a little bit of it here. Depressed fish, ? How Prozac in lakes and rivers may harm aquatic life. Traces of antidepressant fluoxetine, which is actually it's for Prozac, I believe it is, and it's mostly fluoride. Okay, just for your information here. Traces of antidepressant fluoxetine, interesting, often better known by its commercial name Prozac, have been detected by an Australian-Italian joint study of lakes and rivers and may be affecting freshwater fish. Now, I said that this is rare in other countries, and I'm sticking to that. Okay, yeah, maybe like Australia has fallen. The Australian people, God bless them, but their women are not the same anymore. Like they're done. I've met so many Australian women in my travels, and they're just as brainwashed as American women. I don't know what's going on with it. I think it's anti-white thing. I think it's something against people, like white people personally, because it seems to be white people who are primarily being affected by this stuff. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, it's a joint study, apparently by the Europeans. But I'm just saying this shit is way more prevalent in the United States. So if they're finding it in their rivers and lakes, Lord knows how much of it we're going to actually find here if anybody was ever able to study it. But we won't be. Or even if we do, we're not going to be able to come out with the findings because, you know, Big Pharma does not want us to ever admit this stuff. Hey, we got to keep our shareholders happy, right? Well, yeah, I'm invested in Pfizer. Why not? I didn't say that. So they've been detected in the lakes and the rivers, and it's affecting the freshwater fish. My gosh. A 5-year study. It's been a 5-year study. The scientists from Mansa University School of Biological Sciences and the University of Tuscany's Department of Ecological and Biological Sciences examined the effect of pharmaceutical residues on fish in freshwater in Australia. Fluoxetine, fucking Prozac, the third most popular antidepressant pharmaceutical, and which was, dude, these fucking editors kill me, which was the first commercially successful selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI, form of antidepressant, and one of the main drugs that has been found. All right, so bear with me here. I think this is an important article. Why have antidepressants been found in lakes and rivers? Well, I wonder why when patients take any type of prescription medications, their bodies do not absorb all of the medication. The residue is excreted in urine and feces, which is then flushed through the toilets and passed into the waterways. The waste treatment centers, the residues remain in the water. Hey, man. The residues remain in the water, and aquatic life in our waterways can absorb these leftover pollutants. According to some estimates, the bioavailability of Prozac is roughly 70% to 72%. Bioavailability, guys, I'm running on I'm a little tired tonight. So please bear with me, and I appreciate your patience. Bioavailability is the portion of the drug or other substance that enters into the bloodstream. The remaining 28 to 30% is excreted as waste. Even at waste treatment centers where wastewater is treated to remove contaminants, many of our modern day water treatment plants were not designed to filter chemicals related to pharmaceuticals. Once the treated water is pushed back into the waterways, the pharmaceutical tainted water can still be absorbed by the fish. Furthermore, unused or expired medication is frequently and improperly disposed of through toilets, adding to the problem. This is the interesting part, and I want you to pay attention here. The findings show that male guppies exposed to even low levels of Prozac experienced an increase in the size of gonopodium, as gonopodium, a modified anal fin used to inseminate female guppies. A longer gonopodium can increase the odds of mating success. However, the male guppies also exhibited lower sperm mobility, resulting in sperm that were less capable swimmers and causing lower fertility amongst the fish. And guys, we have seen fertility rates, especially in the Western world, plummet over the last couple of decades. So interesting. The study also finds that male guppies were forced to divert energy to maintain longer gonopodium at the expense of their overall health. This may be damaging the health of the fish. It's still under investigation. One of the authors of the study from the University of Tuscany told Al Jazeera, the trade-off is deciding how to distribute. The trade-off is deciding how to distribute your energy across competing functions of the body, which we have seen is the side effect of the pollutant. All right. So basically, don't fucking take this shit. Filter your freaking water with some kind of charcoal filter if you can, because it's everywhere. And it's going to fuck your sperm rates up. It's going to fuck your test levels up. Like, fucking live a healthy lifestyle. And I know I shouldn't be freaking cursing this much because it's like monetized, but like, yo, be very careful and diligent out there, because everything here is set up to make you less of a man. Everything, including the women. Don't let them. Philippines. China and the Philippines trade accusations of ramming ships in the South China Sea. And basically that's the article, that they're going back and forth. You ran my ship. No, you ran my ship. You ran my ship. You ran my ship. Hopefully they just fucking fight each other. I'd love to help the Philippines just fight China. But that actually leads me into another article here. We don't have the numbers in our military to successfully win a war. Yes, we have air superiority for now. Yeah, we've got some technology, but we don't have the numbers. Nobody wants to join the military. I sure as shit don't. I don't know why you would either. I'd feel more comfortable joining the military under Trump. I'm aging out anyway, but like, I don't know why in the world you would ever join the military, especially in this, like, when you're going to be told that you have to be nice to some kind of freak, and like that you have to like kowtow to like freaks and like make them feel safe. I don't want a freak next to me in the foxhole. They're going to run away. I don't want that. Fuck that. So China and the Philippines have been trading accusations about ships, and to hell with them. Now we're going to be coming from Jellyfish News. Jellyfish News is actually a really wonderful news aggregate, and it's got some really interesting articles up there. Switzerland urged to rethink its 500-year neutrality. Switzerland is urged by an expert group to rethink its neutrality and to cooperate more closely, basically with NATO. The Alpine country must cooperate more closely on security issues with the EU and NATO, Swiss experts have urged. That just sounds very like, they must cooperate with us. They must cooperate with the motherland, the fatherland. I don't know. It just sounds very like whatever. But this, keep in mind that the people that wrote this article is RT News. So like, I'm not even going to read the article. That's the gist of it. And this one was about the Israeli hostages. We've already discussed that. There's no sense beating a dead horse. You guys got my opinion on it. And that is the news recap for tonight, guys. Let me see if I got any comments here. I know there's not a lot of us watching tonight. Nope. So that's it. I gotta run. It's been a long weekend for me. Been doing a lot of Anyway, it's been a long weekend, and I got to run. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember until next time that you are your first and last line of defense. Listen, next time we come on here, we will absolutely do. I'll have more energy, and we'll do a better news briefing. But I wanted to push this out there for you guys. I'll see you on Warrior Wednesday. We're going to keep discussing the Book of the Five Rings, by Miyamoto Musashi, and we're going to be discussing the Water Book. All right, it's going to be a good talk. I'll see you then, mother flowers. Cheers, guys.